there's another problem for you guys. As you can see, those fish are right on the very top. We had a pump here shooting out, and then we had the filter bubbling up, but they were still hanging out here on top. So this morning, what I did is I figured I would try this. I took the pump that used to be here shooting water out that way, and I put it down as far as it would go. Well, not as far as it would go. I put it down as far as the connector, the wire would allow, because otherwise that plug would be right there where that tape is, and that's just way too close. Would electrocute all the fish. So, best as I can figure, and please, if you know something, send me a message, add a comment. But best as I can figure, the fish were trying to get oxygen from the surface, since this pump was shooting water out this way. So I am guessing, I'm assuming that there was a lack of oxygen down at the bottom. So I put that pump to pump the water from down below, bring it up, drop it, and aerate the water. And if it cycles enough times, there should be plenty of oxygen to go around. Now, this is a lot of water. It's not going to happen like in 10 minutes. So we'll let this thing go for a couple of hours and see what happens, you know. The fish are starting to go a little deeper. They took them up to the top, but they are going a little deeper. So hopefully this will fix the problem, and we'll find out I guess within the next couple of hours or something. So we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, good morning everyone. Well, if you've been watching any of these videos, you know that we've been plagued with many different problems, and one of them was, you can't see it, but right there you see them at the surface. And when it first happened, we didn't understand why. We had this pump running there, and we thought that was enough oxygen for these guys, but obviously not. So we added this pump, but shooting straight out right above the water there, created a lot of bubbles, and it was okay for a couple of days, but that didn't do it. So then we realized that the bottom didn't have enough oxygen because they were on the surface. So we put this pump that I had laying around, and it's sucking up the water from the bottom, bringing it up and dropping it. That helped, but it wasn't enough. So what I did is I took that PVC, put an air gun to it, and blew some bubbles down at the very bottom. And because of the rust that's floating in the water, it had settled to the bottom, and then it was really just, you couldn't see anything. So after some filtering of the water and everything, time going by, and everything settled back down. So what I did is I took the air gun and stuck my arm down as far as it would go and blew some air in there. And what I discovered is This air hose had a pinhole in it, and it was perfect. It was blowing this. So I threw it in there, and that has been working very, very good. The problem is that this compressor cycles on and off a lot. So we ordered a big pump after talking to some people. We found out that you needed a big air pump, and it should be here tomorrow or Monday. Today's Saturday, so hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. That was the delivery schedule that they gave us, so hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, and then I will install that. What I'm going to do is down there, I'm going to put it on the floor, run a PVC pipe over and down, and then run some pipes to both ends of the tank here and see how that works. It needs to get some air down at the bottom and then bring it on up, and hopefully that'll do it. Now the plan is we have 4,000 in here. So far we've had 3 die. One today, one yesterday, and one the day before. Now we're hoping that nothing's going on and it was just a oxygen tank. And of course, you know, I expect to lose a few here and there, so that's okay. So what I'm thinking of doing is, well, the one thing I've discovered is this. This tank here, I was using this pump. I was using this pump to put some air and stuff in there. But I discovered if you leave it alone, everything starts settling, just like it has here. So that tank there is the one that is the clearest, so I'm thinking of moving all these characters over there, set up the pump over there, filters, everything, and then go from there. Alright, I'll let you know how that goes. Good morning, everyone. Today we are supposed to take delivery of the air pump. However, yesterday we checked on the status. It was in Chiang Mai, which is about 3.5–4 hours from here. What it was doing there, I don't know. Checked on the status this morning and it shows it as being here in Chiang Rai. So we called the company trying to see if they were going to deliver today. No one answered. Called several phone numbers. No answer. So I'm really concerned for these fish. I mean, we've got that pump going there, bubbling. We've got this one running, got the filter, but still you see some fish hovering on the top. So I think what I'm going to do, because this delivery service that the company that sold us the pump uses, we've never used before. So we don't know if they deliver on Sunday. We don't know how good and reliable they are. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that hose that's going into the filter and run it into tank 3. I was going to wait till Wednesday to do it, to fill up that water, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So what I'm thinking is I will pump some of this water out and replace it with new water, and hopefully that will help the fish. And the reason I'm concerned is because normally These characters, they eat everything. And for the last couple of days, they haven't been eating as aggressive as they have been in the past. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take and move some of this water, replace it with new water, and the water that I move into tank 3 will just have to sit and settle just like the other tanks, and it should settle to the bottom and become clear. Now we ordered a vacuum pump, and that's supposed to be here on Tuesday. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, you gotta get to work. Here comes the supervisor. I gotta get my cookies because he's gonna get them. Yeah, so I gotta watch out for this character because he's quick. All right, let me get this done and we'll see what happens, and hopefully they deliver the pump today. That would be great. It would be good for the compressors. It would be good for the fish. It would be good all the way around. So either way, even if the compressor gets here today, it won't hurt to take and change half this water out. All right, talk to you guys later. Good morning, everyone. Well, last night, well, yesterday afternoon, we went and picked up this air pump because the company that was supposed to deliver couldn't find it. Then they found it. It was in Chiang Mai, all kinds of different things, and all the reviews that we read were not good. Anyway, we got this thing here and put it in here, and within a minute or so, the fish were underwater. They weren't skimming the surface. It was very nice. So then what I did is I drained half of this thing and filled it back up last night. And what I did, even though it was a little bit early, this thing had been here like 3 days already. So I'm transferring the water from that tank to here. So I got half of it yesterday. I'm gonna do another half today and refill it. Instead of throwing it away, I'll just put it in here. And then after it sits, it'll look just like this. This is very nice. As you can see, it's very clear. Yeah. Yeah, it's very clear. So anyway, I will continue to drain that tank. I will continue to put the water in here. It'll serve two purposes. One, we'll get some new water into tank number 8. And 2, it'll fill tank number 3 without having to throw it away and pump more water, so we can make use of that same water again. And my plan is, don't know yet, but my plan is this. This little pump has 33 dividers. So that means you can hook up 33 bubble stones with little hoses and run them all over the place. But that would get very expensive buying all them stones. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to the front of that pump. Well, first of all, right here I'm gonna probably put some more of this slab coming out this way so that that pump can sit on top of there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out from the front of that thing and divide it with a T. And I'm gonna put one pipe in here, one pipe in this tank. And the idea is I'm gonna bring this pipe down and take some 1/2-inch PVC and go all the way around like this with a pipe in the middle and drill some really small holes, the smallest drill bit that I have, and I'll put them every 1/2 inch, and then as I try it, you know, if it has the capacity, I'll put in some more holes every 1/4 inch or whatever. But I'm thinking that this pump here has the air to do 2 tanks. If it doesn't, well, it's very simple. I cap off one end, all the air goes to this tank, and I have to get a pump for this tank. But I believe that there is enough air here that I can do 2 tanks. Now, part of the problem here is that there's a lot of suspended iron in here, and you know, it's very dark and murky. So I think that once we get the vacuum cleaner, which is supposed to be here tomorrow, but after having experience with this company here, it's supposed to come in on the same delivery service. So I'm hoping that we do get it tomorrow. If not the next day, I'm gonna vacuum out tank number 4, let it settle down, make sure that there's nothing else settling down there, and vacuum until it's crystal clear and nothing floating down the bottom. Then I will set up this filter and transfer all these fish over to that tank. Now, it's going to be it's going to be a big feat to catch these little fish. So I'm going to transfer this water into this tank so that there's hardly any water, and it'll be easier to catch them fish. So hopefully I can get that done, and all these fish can go into some nice, clear, clean water. You'll see them swimming around. You'll see when there's any kind of stuff at the bottom that you can vacuum out and keep it clean. This thing here is working pretty good. I added a fiber type filter material to that 3rd can there because the filter was working, but it was really struggling because there's just so much in here. So I added this filter material in there, and a minute later, I mean, it was just saturated with iron. So yeah, so I think the best thing to do is I'll buy some more of that fiber material, set up that tank, and start with a crystal clear water, and all that it's going to capture is whatever poop or whatever comes up floating through the water. All right, so let me continue draining this. I'll probably pump till about 12 or 1, 2 o'clock at the latest, and then I will start filling in the water that I took out. Yeah, because this right here is a small pump, and as you can see, it's not a very strong stream here. Now, I could put that pump in there, but It'll probably suck up those little fish in there and turn them into minced meat. So I'll just take my time, and when it's done, it's done. All right. Okay, so here it is. It's about a quarter tank. That is all that I was able to pump with a small pump till lunch. It's now 2 o'clock. So I'm going to start putting new water in there. At least this tank will have a little bit more fresh water. And I'll just continue doing this every day until that tank number 3 is full. It'll do 2 purposes. It'll rotate some of this water out of here, and it will fill up that one tank, so hopefully it'll hold water and won't leak. All right, let me start putting this water back in here. So it'll take about 4 hours to put the water back in there. So yeah, all right. Later. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย